Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Ashley Godwin. Tonight, the latest on a pair of separate shootings in Pine Bluff. Officers responded to a call at the Dollar Tree on East Harding this morning and found a man who was shot in his car. Police say he had a pulse and was taken to Jefferson Regional, where he died. Officers say they don't have any suspects at this time. And police have a person in custody from last night's shooting at a barber shop in Pine Bluff. 4 people were shot in a parking lot at 16th and Cherry. All are expected to live. Officers say 20-year-old Joseph Westmoreland turned himself in early this morning. He's charged with 4 counts of first-degree battery and other charges. A 15-year-old was arrested at the scene last night while police still searched for Westmoreland. And in Little Rock, police responded to a shooting at the Valley Estates Apartments in Mableville, where police say they found 2 people shot. One person was taken to the hospital, the other person died. This is still an ongoing investigation, and we continue to keep you updated on air and on THV11.com.
Well, it was another hot afternoon starting off our weekend, and we'll continue to do so into your Sunday as well. We started off with a few isolated showers earlier in the day, but we've just been dealing with some gradual clearing. Look, right now, current temperatures, we're sitting at 91 here in the metro. Of course, factoring in the humidity, it feels like it's 104, feels like it's 100 in Hot Springs. A bit cooler to our north, where temperatures have been sitting in the mid to low 80s just because of the cloud cover and the fact that they saw a few isolated showers earlier today. Right now, though, we're quiet. There was a little bit of a pop-up shower near Mount Ida within the past hour or so that's kind of fizzled out. So tonight we're going to be seeing partly cloudy conditions, temperatures on the mild end with lows in the low 80s to upper 70s across central, a little bit warmer to our south. Another hot day in store for our Sunday as temperatures approach upper 90s and plenty of sunshine, but the heat index will be once again in the triple digits. So we are expecting some heat advisories and excessive heat warnings for part of the area, but we finally are expecting relief in the forecast. I'll let you know when, coming up.
All right, thanks, Corrales. It's nearing the 7-year mark since Terry Credit of Conway was shot and killed in his home. It happened August 17th, just 5 days after his 50th birthday. Today, he would have been 57. Tonight, THV11's Jalissa Garza shares how his family is remembering his life and the legacy he leaves behind.
Saturday, August 12, 2023. Terry Credit's family is wishing he was here with them.
Today is Terry's birthday. He would have been 57.
Terry was shot and killed outside of his home nearly 7 years ago. And to this day, his family has no idea who did it.
Every year it can get more and more emotional because the simple fact we still don't have justice for his murder.
Despite not having answers, they still get together every year to celebrate his birthday.
Happy birthday to you. We love you and we miss you. We love you. Because we have to keep his memory alive. You know, we have to take the good with the bad.
All to remember the person they describe as kind.
If he could do anything for anybody, he would do it with no problem, no issue. He didn't look for nothing in return at all.
And outspoken.
If we was together, you swear he was the oldest. That's the kind of person he was. He taught enough for both of us.
Years have passed, but it doesn't get easier for anyone. His sister recalling the last time she saw him.
Had I known, I probably would have turned around and gave him a hug, told him I loved him.
His brother still feeling like half of him is gone.
Well, it'll never be the same. Never be the same. But I just, I have to stay happy. I got to live for me and him now, but now my world, the day he died, my world changed for the rest of my life,
The family, though, thankful to have each other and a piece of him still here. His daughter, Sincere.
She got a lot of his ways when she get mad.
Sincere says it's been difficult having major milestones without her dad.
When I graduated high school, he didn't get to see that. When I graduate college, physically he won't be there. Like, I know he's there spiritually, that's always, but it's just something about having him there physically that would make it 10 times better.
Through those feelings, she holds on to the last words from her dad.
Him telling me I love you and I'm proud of you regardless of what you do is what makes me want to keep doing what I do.
The tight-knit family is making sure they don't give up on getting justice and the closure they've been needing.
His wife deserves to know who took her husband. My mom and dad deserve to know who took their son. His siblings deserve to know who took his life, his daughter, his grandson.
In Mayflower, Jalissa Garza, THV 11 News.
And if you have any information, you're asked to call the Conway Police Department. We have the full unsolved case right now on THV11.com. And for the second time this year, an Arkansas Supreme Court justice is recusing himself from the West Memphis 3 case. Justice Cody Highland has stepped away from this trial. Now, Governor Sanders will appoint someone to stand in for him. This is the second time a judge has recused himself. The other was Justice Dan Kemp. This case was filed by Damian Eccles, one of the West Memphis 3, to retest evidence for DNA. A new variant of COVID-19 called EG5 has been spreading in the U.S. and slowly becoming more widespread than other variants. Ariane Daytil is here with the verified answers surrounding the new strain.
EG5 is the newest strain of COVID-19, which scientists have nicknamed Aries. Using these sources, here's what we can verify about it. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, EG5 is one of the many descendants and subvariants of the XBB lineage of Omicron. The CDC estimates Omicron variants account for 99.9% of all current COVID-19 cases. Using CDC data, we can verify that EG5 is the most prevalent strain of COVID-19 in the U.S. right now. As of August 10th, more than 17% of current U.S. COVID-19 cases are the EG5 strain. So, are the symptoms of EG5 the same as other recent strains of COVID-19? Short answer, yes. The World Health Organization says EG5 symptoms appear to be no more severe than other subvariants of Omicron. The American Medical Association says symptoms of Omicron subvariants typically last between 5 to 7 days and include a cough, fever, chills, fatigue, aches, sore throat, nausea, and diarrhea. But what about boosters? Will the updated vaccines coming this fall be effective against EG5? Scientists don't know yet because there's not enough research. But here's what we can verify about the new boosters. The Food and Drug Administration says the Pfizer and Moderna boosters will protect against the XBB lineage of the Omicron variant. And while EG5 is part of the XBB lineage, the vaccines were developed prior to its rise. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytil.
Now, we've all probably taken antibiotics at some point for one illness or another, but are they being overprescribed? Doctors in Arkansas and globally say yes. It's led to an antibiotics shortage here in our state. But more importantly, even when you do get your hands on antibiotics, the Arkansas Department of Health says bacteria is growing harder to treat.
Staph infections, whether it's staph skin infection or bloodstream infection, those are important infections. And most of the staph infections have now become resistant to commonly used oral antibiotics.
Our own Faith Woodard dives into why antibiotic resistance is happening and what this could mean for our health. Are pharmaceutical companies developing new drugs, and will they work? All those questions answered tonight at 10 only on THV 11. The death toll from the wildfires that swept through Maui now stands at least 80. Officials fear that number will rise as emergency workers sift through what's left of historic Lahaina town. Jeff Nugent has the latest from Maui.
As Army soldiers walk through the rubble of charred buildings searching for any signs of life, residents say they're still in shock following the wildfires that destroyed their town.
I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a war zone, and you're just like, you don't even know how to feel.
Tuesday's fire in Lahaina wiped out 80% of the town. It incinerated more than 2,200 buildings, mostly residential, leaving thousands homeless.
We lost everything. Thank God that we still have each other and we're all alive and safe and accounted for. It's like we're the only things we have now, because everything that we had in the past is gone.
People are still trying to make their way back to their homes to see if anything is left. Officials worry the death toll will soar as searchers pour through the scorched wreckage. For the survivors, an army of volunteers is delivering food, water, and clothing to shelters to help people like Joanne Hayashi, who had to jump into the ocean to escape the flames.
What's nice being here, you get to see people you didn't know were, made it, and it just keeps you busy, so you're not dwelling on what am I going to do next? Where are my cats? Are they alive? because you'd just be there crying.
The cause of the fire is still undetermined, but residents are demanding answers as to why Hawaii's extensive system of warning sirens never sounded.
No sirens went off, nothing. We just had to know that ourselves. It was fight or flight with no warning whatsoever.
Hawaii's Attorney General plans to lead a review of decision-making and policies surrounding the disaster. But for these residents, that's too little, too late. Jeff Nguyen, CBS News, Maui.
A federal judge delivers a mixed ruling when it comes to Donald Trump's court case over the 2020 election. The federal government proposed a protective order to prevent the airing of all evidence they handed over to Trump's defense team. The judge rejected that. The judge also blocked requests from Trump's team to broaden the scope of who can see discovery and what should be considered sensitive information. Meanwhile, the Justice Department announcing a special counsel in the investigation into the president's son, Hunter Biden. The move from Attorney General Merrick Garland gives U.S. Attorney David Weiss expanded powers to continue his probe into Hunter Biden's tax and gun charges. Weiss, who is a Trump appointee, began investigating Hunter Biden in 2019. House Republicans have long called for a special counsel in the case, but say they don't agree with the Attorney General's choice.